This is going to be a video I'm going to be making on how to beat Levi Rossman's, or Gotham Chess's, Caro Kann course on his website, Chessly. It's honestly a good website, you should check it out. But I'm going to be showing you how to beat his Caro Kann course as white. So let's say you're an e4 player, you're an e4 viber, you know, the best by test viber, and your opponent, fueled with the American Gotham, well, I mean, he's Russian, but your opponent with, I don't know, an American flag on chess.com, vibing with c6, and you know he's hella well prepared. Well, here is how you beat his course. Now, honestly, if you're above 2,000 and he's like giga prepped, has like a lot of preparation, I mean, you're just gonna get an okay position. It's gonna be like good. You'll have some play. You'll have some nice like chances to win, but it's not gonna like win in like 6 moves because, I mean, I hate to say it, but Levy's course does not just lose in 8 moves, except for one thing that people usually do. Now, what I'm recommending versus the Caro is the advanced Caro. This is just the best way to challenge it. Now, Levy has he has some alternate lines where you can go here. I will talk about that last because this is probably the least common thing that a Gotham subscriber is going to play. What a Gotham subscriber is going to play is c5. This is technically called the botvinite Caro Kann, and it's what Levy recommends, I believe, mainly is to do this, because it was in his alternate lines with the bishop f5 stuff. Now, there are 2 things that black can do. e6 is the best move, but e6 being the best move, as you can see from the engine, Levy's main recommendation is not this. This is in his alternate lines in the Caro course. So what's going to be more common, and I mean yes, as you can see, it's more 55% to 41. This is Lichess, not chess.com, but still it's more popular on Lichess. This is not a good move. Engine doesn't really like it. And yes, what I will be recommending is f4. And by the way, right now the best move is e6 or knight h6. No one's going to play this. The best moves are this and this. If they attack your pawn, you defend it with the bishop. They can't go d4 because you cover it twice versus 1. Now, no Gotham subscribers playing knight h6 here, and if they do, just play normal moves. Just try to get developed as fast as possible. If it's possible, you just drop the bishop back to cover the dark squared weaknesses. You can play h6. h3. You can castle. It's just a very vibe position. Nobody's going to be playing knight h6. Let me assure you of that. If they're playing knight c3, they're not going to do this. Now, let's look at something. So, the reason why Levy likes this so much is because, for example, if you just like, I don't know, go knight f3, like just boring stuff, he wants you to bring the bishop out before you lock it away. Which he wants this bishop to be outside of the pawn chain in his main recommendation course. But in f4, he actually doesn't really recommend that. He actually recommends to go e6. But what happens a lot is people go here anyways. Now, this is actually the most common move that I see when I play this against people on chess.com. This is literally the most common thing. And actually, let me check the Lichess base. Bishop f5, 44% to 27%. So yeah, it's the most popular on Lichess as well. And I mean, I think it's even more popular on chess.com. So let's say they do this, because this is probably going to be the thing you're going to face. There are 2 setups here. If you're, okay, let's say you're a 1900 chess.com rapid or blitz and above. My thing, I would suggest go with the engine setup with knight f3, because if you do what I'm about to say for people rated below 1900, is this. By the way, for g5, try to chill and just do your own research with this. I'm giving you a brief look into what it would look like. you're going to want a position like that. So yeah, that's if g5. And if you're above 1900, I would recommend doing these knight f3 systems, maybe even above 2000. But anything below that, go c6. They're gonna go here. You just don't let them have the pawn back. And if they go a4, looks like you're gonna lose the pawn, right? Nope, you can just pin them. If takes, takes. That's a really common move. Just takes. Now, what you want is to get a bishop to this diagonal to cover all of this bishop e7, bishop h4 stuff. And you also want to, if the bishop ever drops back, or if the bishop ever pins you and there's like a knight on f5, you want h3 to threaten the bishop going back, and then g4 is a fork. So you want that to happen. If this knight ever gets to f5, you want this h3 g4 stuff. If there's also a bishop outside of the pawn chain. If the bishop's back here, don't do that. Please, don't do that. But yes, the knight is pinned. And for example, when they take in this position, which they probably will, if they don't and they play like, I don't know, here, just get developed as fast as possible. This is a position where your side over here, the queen side, so it's not the most stable thing in the world, and you really do have to defend for a little bit. But then after that, you're just up a pawn, and I mean, the endgame is almost always winning for you. So yeah, takes. Now what you want to do here is, if let's say some natural knight e7 move, because they can't really develop the bishop without blocking their knight. Their knight's kind of locked back. They might go knight at 6 to try to get it in there, but you're most commonly going to face this. Try to get your knight here, and then maybe here to try to pressure this bishop, damage the structure, or pressure the knight. The rook covers this file, but we'll talk about later when the rook doesn't cover this file. So you try to get it to develop as fast as possible. You want your bishop here. You want to stop them from playing d4. It doesn't really matter if they play d4, but you want to stop it for right now, because right now you just take knight's pinned. You can just take the queen. That's free queen. So you don't want to allow d4 right now. But let's say some people actually go g6 and stuff, and you can like maybe explore these trying to trap the bishop kind of things. But a lot of people like might. It's actually hard for me. I don't play this with black, so it's hard for me to play a move. And so yeah, you should really go bishop e3 here to farther stop that, and also covering this check from the bishop. It's not super important, but if it ever happens, like if one of your pieces ever gets attacked or pinned, you want this bishop here to cover the checks, because in this kind of scenario, you want to delay castling a little bit. You want to not castle, so you want to get everything stable, which is your main goal. So let's say here, at this point, you can go here, because this is covered twice against one defender. So you want to go here, plant the knight here or here, depending on if this bishop is here or not. You can move the queen to d2 if you get the knight over here, maybe, if you'd like. Your rook should really try to be defended. And remember, they can never take, because this knight is pinned. But when they castle, please, just play this. Don't take. The only time you would ever take is if, when they castle, the knight is still here. Because then, if here, they can take, your pawn's pinned. Don't do that. Don't be doing that. Don't be doing that. No. Don't do that. So yeah. And then in this position, you're up a pawn. It really doesn't matter how much what you do. Just castle. This knight is no longer pinned, so this is a possibility. So you can take it if you want. If you don't want to allow this, but you can allow it this time, because your king's safe, and you'll probably just win the pawn anyways. It's not good for them to push it forward when they could have had the chance to a lot earlier. So, we'll backtrack. Advance Caro. If we're going to talk about e6 next, but if not here and this, if they, for example, if here, and then you play like this, you go here, and they go like a3, this is the kind of position where you're free to do like literally whatever you want. Like, if you want to trade this bishop off, go ahead. If you want to put your bishop here, go ahead. If you want to move your knight first, I wouldn't recommend do that, but go ahead. And we're actually gonna reload to delete all of this, so that so that the board is less laggy. So now you might be wondering, what if e6? If they play e6, you know they're they're going to be a tough opponent, because they actually know that these knight c6 systems are not good. They are not good. I'm sorry, but they're not good. Now, don't go c6 b4. I mean, you can try it, but they're gonna take your pawn. They're gonna back up. They're gonna try to win your other pawn. So just don't do that. I'd recommend starting with this. Now, let's say they go here, which I believe is the best move, or taking is the best move. This is also fine. If they ever do this, you strike at the center as fast as possible, because their queen stopped guarding, and they're also not as developed as you are. So let's just look at taking. Now, this is going to seem really stupid, but I'm going to show you that the engine agrees with me, as it's set a3 for a minute there. You can start with this if you'd like, if you want to open up the Greek gift opportunities right away, but I'd recommend go here right away. Now, why is that? Because I want the bishop to support this without ever getting hit with a knight g6 tempo. Because if the bishop was here, the knight rotating to g6, which is what black wants to do anyways, is going to hit your bishop, and it's going to win time. You don't want that, so you want to win time against their bishop to develop your own bishop, so it's equal tempo. So let's say knight here, prepping castling. Now you want to go here, because this is starting to set up some Greek gift stuff. Like, if castles now, there's b4, and then there's bishop takes. They can sack, but just take it, and I mean, you're still threatening to do it. I would actually recommend to not. Like, for example, if here, yeah, I mean, you're up a piece, so best not to risk that. But the point is, they have to rotate the knight first. Now, the engine did recommend to take there for a second, but please don't. And also, if you want to dislodge the knight, don't do it like this, because then there's this kind of crap. You might get hit with something like this. Don't do that. Like, for example, if you do it right now, you're going to go here, you do it again, you lose a pawn, and if you attack the bishop, you go back, you can't castle now, you're going to lose a pawn, and you might lose this pawn too. It's just a very sus position where you're going to get hit with this no matter what, because your bishop wants to be here. So don't be doing this. Just castle, play it simple. You do have an advantage. Rook e1 defends, b4 to go here defends, bishop can't go here because of the knight. Just play simple and solid. Keep it simple, stupid. The kiss method. Just the kiss method. This knight can go really wherever you want it to go, wherever you like to put your knight in this kind of scenario. You can put it on b3, maybe try to get some kind of outpost in the center here. You can play this however you'd like. Queen, rook, maybe here if you'd like to make a luft for your king, but your play is on the queen side now. It's not really on the king side anymore. You can try marching this up, but I wouldn't do that if I were you. That's not really where you're stronger. If anything, that might be where black is stronger because of castles and f6. If f6, you want to either make a setup where queen and rook here, maybe pressure here trying to take that. Maybe there's maybe this knight gets to d4 to pressure that, and then you take and try to pressure it, or you defend the e-pawn as much as possible with your pieces, and you'll have a good game. And that is pretty much it for stuff to look at here. If they go knight c6 now, yeah, that's not. I don't believe that is very good. Yes, stick with the a3 right now, and then do the same setup. In this scenario, you don't want to do some kind of taking stuff, because you're not castled. You don't have a rook and a queen on e2, e1. So just stick with a simple setup. If they take, just take back. This diagonal is very open for your bishop. You're very happy here. Doesn't really matter what you do. It's vibes, takes, and stuff like that. You're okay. Now that we've gone through the c5 stuff with the Botvinnik Carl's defense is the full name. I just remembered the full name to it now. I'm sure there's other videos you can watch on it too, and that go more in depth. But this is specifically against the most popular YouTuber, the most popular chess YouTuber's course. This is an anti video for that, because yeah, I just hate to see like very low rated players just like know like 50 moves of theory and just destroy people. Like, I want stuff like this to be general knowledge so that the entire world has like an even playing field, you know? So, let's look. Actually, we're going to reload this so it's less laggy again. Boop, 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 boop. And now we're going to look at this. Alright, so what do you do here? Of course, you can play some kind of professional, maybe like maybe some short variations, maybe some bishop d3 stuff, maybe some very trippy c4 kind of thing. But what I want you to do here is go here. Now, the simplest thing here is that e6 does not work because that traps the bishop. That's just a fully trapped bishop, and if check, the engine will recommend c3, but that allows bishop takes, and you just have to know how to deal with that. Actually, the engine likes knight c3 now. They updated Stockfish to Stockfish 17.1, so I assume Stockfish 17.1 just prefers this. Bishop point is bishop's trapped. Just don't go here. If you go, I mean, I think it's still fine. Yeah, it's still +2, but just don't do that. Don't go bishop here too, because you might get hit with stuff like this. Best to go knight c3. Point is bishop's trapped. There's nothing they can do. So e6 doesn't work. And you'll notice that stopping e6 is a very common theme here. So, what do they do instead? Well, they have to move the h-pawn. They just have to move the h-pawn. If they go queen b6 right away, I mean, just do your own research on this. Just take a bunch of space, take more space, take more space. Just take all the space. Just take all the space, take all the piece play. You'll get a position like this, and you're just very happy. So that's not really good. So the best move is h5, and we will look at that later. But here, go g4. Their best move is to go back. But if they go here, for example, oops, this is a pawn sack. If they go here, that's pretty much game over. I mean, someone somewhere is getting made on the light squares here. If they take, same thing. Just trade this off. You can check them right away. Knight f3 is also very vibe. Yes. Point is to cut off the squares. White's best move is actually to run right away and go to g8. If they do that and run to g8, you just play on the weaknesses. I mean, if they can try for counterplay, just take the free pawn. You're completely winning if you just play on the weaknesses over here and try to get pieces into the game. Make this this open diagonal from f4 to c7 b8. It's a very common theme as well that you can exploit. So that is the best move. Now let's look at if they go here. Boop, stop e6. Stop e6. If they go e6, take their queen. Thank you very much. I bow. Thank you. You want a queen on you want a queen on move 6. Thank you. Best move is to move the queen and counterattack you here. What I want to say is boop. Now, if they take your pawn, go knight here. Stay patient. Don't take this free bishop, because then they're going to fork you. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't be doing that. No thank you. No thank you. So if they take your pawn, go knight f3, and then win the pawn. You either win the bishop if they're not accurate, or you just play. Sometimes you even get a position in this scenario where you're down 2 pawns. Not that, but sometimes you get a position like this. C4 is a common thing if they play perfectly. If they ever played perfectly, just know that you have to play C4. If they take right away, again, you have E6. They have to not allow that. But yeah, you vibe, you castle. You're developed way faster than them. If you're a Gamba player, you'll love this because it's like not even losing. And you might say, oh, well, what about this? My rook's trapped. Oh crap, my rook's trapped, and if I move my knight, they're gonna. If I move my knight, they're gonna take my pawn. Oh no, or something. Well, if they take right away, take their bishop, e6. You're winning on the light squares. Do your own research with the engine with this. The point is, you are still winning, and you'll get a position that looks like this, where the king is just far too weak to defend. And if they ever offer the trade, go f4. Then you go like knight f3, knight e2. Maybe try to trap the queen. Maybe you'll get a position like... the engine recommendation kind of sucks, but... Point is, you're winning. You'll have a better endgame if you play on weaknesses. We're looking at this. Best move right here is... now, the most common thing to do is if they take, and then they're like, yes, I've trapped his rook. Or her rook. I don't know if you're a boy or a girl. I assume you're a boy, honestly. Because, like, there's, for example, Gotham's analytics is, like, 90 to 10 with boys to girls. It's just more likely for it to be a boy than a girl watching this. But if you're a girl, hey, what's up? I welcome both genders. Or if you don't identify as a gender, or if you identify as a fucking cat. I don't give a crap, just as long as you subscribe. So yeah, point is your rook is trapped here. I really need to take off scroll to move, but the point is you don't give a shit about your rook. Hold up, my brain is blanking. Okay. Okay. Point is, if they take your rook right away, you have this. My bad. My brain farted. So, and yeah, the best move, if they want to try to get out, you take their pawn, you threaten this, and the point is if they take, for example, actually no, hold up. So you're threatening mate right away, and just make sure everything is solid before you start trying to fire at them, you know. But by the way, this is another funny line where you're just like threatening some mates. Take this, you take this. I mean, it's queen versus rook and a few pawns. I am sure you'll win this. Okay, but now, I don't know, maybe they don't want you to take like this. Well, the point is, and by the way, you can go knight e2 or f3. f3 is what I recommend most because you have the idea of knight e5 to cover the light squares and maybe get a mating idea in there. But that's the point. You don't want to take, really. You almost never really want to do that. The point is the queen is trapped now because you defended the pawn. They could have taken it, but now they can't, and you will play games like this and you'll gain experience in it. And if they ever try to do this, go here. Everything's still defended. Don't worry, and you're fast enough to castle. For example, if like this, you've castled, any knight move is a queen trap, and you can also, if they play a little bit too slowly, for example, if here, that's speedy play. You have to win the queen right away. And if here, of course, the queen can't move. Actually, I'm just going to visualize that for you. And I'm going to show you that the engine thinks it's good too. For example, if here, just take it. They still can't do anything. If they take here, the queen marches back and takes the other rook. Because this is mate. It's plus 10. So if the queen tries to get out, I mean, it's mate. It's mate or you lose 2 pieces, and maybe your queen is still trapped. So yeah, they can't do that. That's the idea, and their best move is to take, and you're vibing. And your ideas after it takes are to threaten this, and threaten this, go here. If they ever try to trade, you probably would take it, or defend with c3. Anything that threatens this pawn, or some kind of light squared attack against the king. Because the endgame, believe it or not, 2 rooks versus the queen, if everything gets traded off, black does have a chance to either draw or win. So you have to put the game away kind of now. You have to either get a winning endgame or checkmate now. And the only way to do that is you make threats. Black is so undeveloped that they can't stop every threat. But yeah. That is pretty much it. What else could they do? Yeah, if anyone plays knight h6 here, I mean, just I don't really know what to tell you if they go knight h6 here, but they try to trade, just take, and if knight takes, just go here, pin their queen, they can check you, you can move your king and go here. Doesn't really matter what you do, just don't trade queens. Play on the open file. You're down a pawn, but my lord is black's position horrendous. Yeah, if y'all want me to look at something a little deeper, I will do that. And that is how you beat someone who plays Gotham's Caro Kann. And kind of the Caro Kann in general, really. You got this bishop trap idea, you got a bunch of other stuff. You have some lines where the queen gets trapped. Overall, I think you're kind of vibing in the Caro Kann. I wouldn't really recommend doing like a 2 knights Caro kind of thing. You can, but like I feel like black gets a nice position with forgot what it was called. I think it's Mendino it is Mendino variation, I believe. And then like you go here, they can take and take. They can even go here. They can go here. I believe this is the best way to play. I'm not sure. Is taking first good? No, it's e6, yeah. But yeah, that's it. Hope you enjoyed, and subscribe for me to make more videos to beat annoying openings. I will make one on the London soon, so get ready for that.